Welcome back to another episode of the PlayHardLookDope podcast with your hosts, Ebony
and Jon.
So this is our first episode of What Would PHLD Do? I figured that it would be really fun for us to answer questions based on what we would do in situations that, you were in. Let me just start a segment of What Would PHLD Do?
Whoa, so this is the first one.
This is the first one.
Holy shit.
And so what we've done...
I think I would have known that.
No, I know. You would have think you paid attention. But what I
but
think...
attention pays me.
What I think is really gonna be fun is reading your... These are anonymous. You can submit your What Would PHLD Do questions, like in our DMs on Instagram and on the link in our landing page on our website. So, PHLD, fans, friends, family. I like that. Fans, friends, family.
Yeah, let's raise the fucking curtain and let's get this fucking Q&A going.
Let's go. So what we're going to do, I'm going to just ask the question. We're both going to give you the idea, like what we would do in that situation. First question, anonymous, like I said, what would you do if the girl you're in a relationship with for over a year hasn't introduced you to her parents?
Are her parents alive?
They are.
That was fucking amazing. I haven't read any of these questions.
What the fuck? Yes.
Okay.
Her parents are alive.
I would be like, what the fuck?
You would want to be.
Yes. Why can't I meet your parents? Are they like sketchy? What's up?
So, okay, would you like, yeah. So what would you do though? You would confront her about it or like?
Yeah, I'd be like, what's up with your parents? Are we going to meet or what? Like, do they live in the same country as me?
Everything's pretty normal. Same country, same state, same city.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's up? How am I going to meet your parents?
Yeah, if I were I'm going to assume that this is the guy. If I were the other person and they did not introduce me to their parents, I would think that was weird. Especially after a year. Yeah,
a year's a long fucking time.
I feel
like 365 days.
It's pretty accurate. It's right there.
Right.
It's right. It's really close.
Do you remember the first time you met your mom?
Oh my goodness. Upstate at the restaurant?
I don't remember.
Fuck, I don't remember. No, I don't remember. But
was it a year?
I don't know. It might have been.
Shit.
Okay, well, no, the
question. Bad question. Let's move on. Let's move on. Holy,
I'm like, wait.
Intense.
I'm like, it could have been like a little bit more than a year, but I wasn't opposed to it. So, yeah.
So that's why you have not met them.
I wasn't opposed to it. I feel like this person is asking if the person is opposed to it.
That's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Next question.
Numero dos.
What would you do if your husband wanted a threesome with your best friend who he had a crush on?
I'm always down for a threesome.
So you would be like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But okay.
I don't need any more details. Threesome, yes. Yes.
Okay, no. If I were the woman. No, wait.
You are a woman.
I am. Right, in this situation. Stop.
I'm not good at these questions.
No, you're not. He's awful. This is the first time ever. It's probably our last time. It's probably our last time ever doing this. If I were a woman and my husband wanted a threesome, what with a girl that he had a crush on, he actually liked in real life.
I would advocate for that. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to make their man happy with their crush? And you?
I would probably be like, I don't know. I would be like...
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
You're fucking thinking surface level. He's not even thinking deeper into this. Your husband has a crush. If I had a crush on another man and I said, let's fuck with him.
See, I have a problem.
Oh, now you do. No.
Right. No.
I said, you know what? I have a crush on him. Let's fuck. All three of us.
No, but if you have a
No,
crush on a
why?
girl,
But why though?
I'm not answering that.
Oh no. Look at the face. Look at the face.
That's a bad
Exactly.
question.
Completely different. So if your husband has a crush on another woman and he wants to have a threesome
Yes,
with her,
do it,
I would
do
say
it.
no.
I would
No.
say yes.
No. No.
Absolutely.
They are no
Fucking
better.
yes.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Next question.
What would you do if your best friend was cheating on her husband with your wait, what would you do if your best friend was cheating on her fiance with your brother?
Well, I don't have a brother, so
What if you had a best friend that was cheating on her fiance with your brother? Just think, you're not good at this.
no, I'm not.
If I had a best friend that was cheating on
I
her
would think that's
fiance
fucked
with
up.
my brother, I would think it's well, because then I'd be like, what would you do if you got with my brother and married my brother? You would cheat on my brother.
Right, totally. That's fucked up.
Like, what would you do? Would you say something?
Yes.
To who?
I
You're
don't know.
fucking
I
so
don't have
bad.
a brother. I don't have a fucking brother.
John's not good at this. I thought he would be really good at this, being
know,
able
I
to
will
put
be. I'll
himself
put my
in
game
other
up.
people's positions,
my
but he's
game
not good at this. We're going to keep going. What I would do if I were in your situation and if my best friend was cheating on her fiance with my brother, I would have a conversation with both of them, probably together. And I would be like, okay, this is not ethical or something. I would be like, this is not going to work for me because I feel like you're putting me in an awkward position because she's going to be hurt when her fiance finds out. And then my brother's going to be hurt when her fiance finds out and she has to break up with my brother because she's marrying her fiance.
Right.
So I would just kind of feel like
no, I agree.
it's not going to work out.
You would have a conversation with both of them together. I would pull them separately and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you thinking?"
You would pull them both separately, like
separately, and get your head out of your ass. Who do you want to be with?
right?
Pick
Who do you
one.
exactly?
Pick one, because you're gonna fuck the other one over, and that's not
Exactly.
cool.
The main
It's
person
never
getting
cool.
really fucked is the fiance.
It's never cool to fuck anyone over.
No, yeah. The main person I believe getting
Done.
fucked over in this situation is the fiance. So next question.
I mean, these questions are like, huh?
If you wanted to quit your job but didn't have another one lined up, what would you do?
I mean, I think you stick it out. You keep working until you find another job that you can line up, and then you quit your job.
I feel like what I did was different than what John said. I quit my job with nothing else lined up and I stepped out on faith. But I also think that you need to make sure that you're surrounded by really good resources. And I quit my job on a random night with no backup plan, with no job, with nothing lined up. And I just sort of knew that I was going to be okay. So I feel like if you know in your heart of hearts that you're going to be okay, then I feel like you can leave a really toxic job. If you want to quit your job because it doesn't pay enough and you think that something may pay you better, that's different. But if you really don't like your job and you want to leave and you just cannot stay another shift, you can't fucking do it, or you got sent home like I did, then you quit your job, you step out on faith, you will land on your feet. That's how I feel. I've landed on my feet, but I also have a few broken fucking wings, a few broken vertebrae.
Yeah.
Half my brain is gone.
So be ready. Be ready for the repercussions.
Absolutely, because the repercussions for leaving your job without anything set up, it's pretty big, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants a what do you call that? A net, right? When you
a safety net, yeah.
Safety net. Everyone wants a safety net. Sometimes you don't get a safety net. As small business owners like you and I,
no,
we
there's
have
no safety net. Yeah. No.
The safety net is.
But it depends. Like
is the basement that we're in right now.
Yeah, well,
that's a safety net.
We hope it doesn't get flooded,
Bam!
literally.
Right, because that's where we're falling.
Next question. What would you do if your best friend and boyfriend hung out without you knowing?
That'd be kind of fucked up.
I think that would be fucked up. A little bit weird. Like, why? Why are they hanging out without you knowing?
Right. That's like kind of shady.
So, would you What would you
Yeah,
do?
I would be my friend. I would be like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, if your friend hung out with me without like, and I didn't
Oh
tell
no!
you.
So
Yeah, put
I
yourself in
would
the
go to
position.
you. I would go to
John
you.
just learned what this was. Baby, put yourself in their position. What would you do if your best friend hung out with your girlfriend without you knowing?
So that's you.
Vice.
I would tell you. I was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It has nothing to do with him. It's you. Why the fuck did you do that with and not tell me? That's fucking crazy.
I love that you are now. John's involved now. He finally got what we were doing now. Okay. What would I do
I
if
mean,
my
somebody
best
should
friend
have
and my
prepped me
boyfriend
on
knows?
this.
So you would be mad at your girlfriend,
Yeah.
not
And
your
if I
friend.
did that, you should be mad at me.
Not your
No,
friend.
so like you and I are closer than you and your friend or my friend and I.
Right. So if
Right.
my best friend hung out with, what was the question? If your best friend hung out
Wait,
with your
which friend?
boyfriend, that's- if my
No, which
best,
friend?
no, if my best friend,
Which friend?
fucking off, what the fuck? If my best friend hung out with my boyfriend without telling me, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's almost 50-50 because they're both fucking like, what the fuck? She could have told me and he could have told me. Hey, I'm gonna
So
be
obviously
hey,
they're
who?
both doing shit behind your back.
Yeah,
or my
there's not
back.
enough context in this question. It's like
No,
who
no.
texted who
It
first? Like
doesn't.
what's
No,
going
that
on?
doesn't even matter. They are both completely fucking wrong. I would break up with you
You would break up
and
with me if I hung out with
and
your
never
friend one
never
time
talk to him again.
outside of you
Yeah,
knowing.
I would be like, fuck you, fuck you. Be done with both of you.
Okay.
And you know I can close shit like that.
I know you can. I feel like I would ask more questions. See,
No, I
guys are
wouldn't.
so they can't handle it. So guys are really quick to break up and leave a relationship based on
And women will
very
just
little
women
context.
will just have a 24-hour conversation.
We need closure.
24
We need
hours.
fucking closure. What would you do if you had daddy issues? So this is very vague, but if I had, well, I do have daddy issues and I don't know what they are yet because I don't know my father. But I would say if I had the opportunity, and I'm talking about deep daddy issues that I probably have because I don't know him. It depends. If you know your dad and your dad was a dick and your dad was an asshole, or maybe your dad didn't support you in the way you wanted, or maybe your dad was very not compassionate, that's one thing. There's maybe a relationship to repair. But if it were me and I didn't even know my dad, the daddy issues are insane. But what would you do if you had daddy issues? How would your way of going, like to repair a relationship, go?
I mean, like my dad was great,
Hmm.
so I don't really understand that, but I believe everyone deserves a second chance.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
And I think like you hear there, I mean, no one knows what shoes they walked in, right? So I would listen to what they had to say, and then I would make my decision. So I would listen.
That's really, really, really interesting. Very different from mine. I probably would not listen
No,
at
I know
all.
you
I'd be
wouldn't.
like, no,
I know
I'd be like,
you, and
fuck
you
you.
would not
I
listen.
would not
Right,
listen. I'd be like, fuck
right,
you.
right. You're
Like
like
you had
pre.
so many chances. I'm like, no, fuck you. Um, what would you do? This was a question that I had to kind of rephrase. It was, have you ever fired someone? But I rephrased it into like, what would you do if you had to fire someone?
Well, we have terminated a few people for different things.
We terminated a few employees.
Yeah.
Um,
Like one in Soho. Remember that dude?
like the younger guy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. He was, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that so he was decent for a little bit, and decent is
He worked a few weeks.
few weeks, and
And there was always an issue.
Every time he worked, there was a fucking issue. He called us, or we had to call him, or something happened, and the particular moment when he was fired. was when he showed up about an hour and a half late to
An
work.
hour and a half late.
Hour and a half fucking late.
And we get fined. We were in a market, right?
Yeah, we were in a market,
so
yeah.
we were amongst other vendors. So if you show up late, they either uncover your booth or leave your booth covered, and they fine you $200.
Yeah.
So he decides he's showing up late.
Yeah, and he doesn't give a fuck. Like, why would he care about the owners having to pay for him being late, right? He doesn't care. But it's our business. So we now have to pay money, extra money.
Right.
Because he was late. He arrives like an hour and a half late.
Like a parking ticket. No one wants
it's like fucking no one wants a parking ticket, but the person that gives you the ticket doesn't fucking care that you have the ticket, right? So he shows up late and he texts you or something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, I showed up late.
Hour and a half late.
Right. And then he, and then nothing. And then a half hour later, he's like, so I'm gonna go on my break.
And I'm no. So he's like, I want to. So we had a rule, like there's a rule in the markets, like in the markets in New York City. I don't know if you're whatever part of the markets are, you cannot leave your booth unattended. So the owners of the booth allow the people working at the booth to either order lunch in, or they can have someone come and sit and hang out with them. You could do whatever you want. You just can't really leave the booth unattended for more than like 15 minutes to go to the bathroom. People will steal. They will steal. So he was like, I want to go on a 30-minute break.
Right.
Like 30 minutes after he showed up an hour and a half late.
Right.
And he texted us in the group chat. He was like, he didn't even ask. It wasn't like, can I go?
Me. You weren't even in the chat.
Oh, he wasn't? Okay.
Like,
I was like,
oh, shit.
Yeah. He was like, I want to go on a half an hour break. I'm going to leave the booth unattended. And I'm like, John looks at me and he's like, is he fucking serious? You show up an hour and a half late. Typically, you're kind of fired in these settings. This is not like a corporate job where you're going to go to like HR and talk about it for 5 fucking months and like blah, blah, blah. Like this is not happening.
Cool. We were like, okay.
We were super cool.
Whatever. Things happen.
And we were like, okay, fine. Thank you for letting us know. You'll be here in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Thank you. We're going to accept the fine. We didn't even tell him. We didn't even tell him that we got fined.
Right.
We were like, okay, cool. We were like, we're real people. You're a real person. Do what you got to do. Sorry, whatever happened to you that you're late. But then to show up and then work for like 25 minutes and not even ask. He was like, I'm going on a break. I'm leaving the booth uncovered.
Right.
I'll be back in a half an hour.
Dude, that's it.
Yeah, John looked at me. He was like, that's it.
And then she and I jump on our bikes. We bike 30 minutes to Soho. I was like, this guy's fucking dead.
Yeah. No, he's like, so John's like, yeah, he's done.
Right.
He's done. He can't work.
And apparently he's some like kickboxing
no. We told him, no. We told him via text. We were like, and I remember this. We said, we really can't like allow you to leave for 30 minutes. If you want to order food, you can order food and sit there and eat. You can do whatever you want, but we just can't allow you to leave the booth unattended for 30 minutes.
Because then we get another
we get another fine. Right. You just showed up 90 minutes late and you want to leave another 30 minutes. The owners of the market are going to be coming by again and they're going to fine us again. And he said something. He's like, well, I'm leaving. I'm going to get lunch. And that's when you said, that's it. Right. You texted back. You're like, that's it. And he was like, okay. And then we got on the bikes. Yeah. And we biked there all 3 miles to Soho. Yeah. At fucking summer.
I'm getting livid.
We were literally heated. We were like, okay. Like, I'm working. We're both working. Like, it's not like we were sitting at home fucking chilling, watching TV. Like, we were both working. And we were like, nope, that's it. He wants to leave all of our merchandise unattended for someone to steal. Right. We got on the bike.
No regard.
Like, biked there.
Yeah.
And as we were biking there, I believe that I texted in the group chat. I said, you can go on your break. We're going to be coming there. When you get back, you do not need to stay on the clock. You can clock out. And he was livid. He was like, what do you mean I need to clock out? Like, I came all the way here to work today. And I was like, I don't really care. I was like, you wanted to leave So you can
After
leave
you
now.
showed up an hour
After you
before.
showed up an hour. If I show up
So-
90 minutes late to my job, I'm not leaving 30 minutes after I show up.
Right.
I'm going to stick it out and I'm going to fucking complain to my friends that I didn't have to take lunch for a
Right.
few hours to keep my job that I really, really, really needed. So we show up and he had come back
Yeah.
and he was sitting there and John tells me on outside, he's like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, let's just keep our cool. Let's just approach him respectfully and be like, you can leave for the rest of the day. We're done now. You don't have to work for us. So you show up and he's sitting there. He's like, oh, he's like, you showed up? And John's like, yeah, we showed up. He's like, this is my fucking business. And he's like, I just want you to know I will never, ever work for you again. You're excusing me from my position. And John was like, that's fine. He's like, you don't ever have to work here again. That's fine.
Right. He's like, I'm gonna give you a bad review.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
like,
dude,
I'm
you
gonna-
are fucking terrible, dude. You want a review? You are fucking awful. Leave me
like-
as a reference.
He's like, I'm going to give you a bad fucking review and I will never work for you again. And John's like, dude, that's fine. We don't want you
I
to
was
work
like,
here
that's
again.
perfect.
Like, that's
I
perfect.
said we're on the same page.
Next question. What would you do? What would you do if your boss that you like made a move on you and you liked it, but didn't want it to affect your job?
I say, everyone should be happy.
I would be like, first of all, where do you work? What is the policy?
Oh, you can't get into all that bullshit.
I mean, but this sounds corporate.
Are you having sex or no?
Well, they made a move. The boss made a move on you. You like the boss. You like the move that they made on you.
Right.
But you don't want it to affect your job. Do you think it affects the job if you sleep with your boss?
Of course.
So then what do you do if you don't want it to affect your job, but you like your boss? What do you do?
You sleep with them. I mean, sex is sex.
I honestly feel like I agree because here's the thing. Like, if you really like your boss, that could be your husband. That could be your wife. And I am not one to give up on love or miss an opportunity for love, okay? You can find another job. But if that is your husband and if that is your wife, I might have to be like, excuse me, HR. I might have to take a chance on that just because I believe in love. And I feel like I never understood why businesses have, because it doesn't exist in nightlife. You can.
Of course, like the waitress not supposed to sleep with a fucking.
They're not supposed to, but they do. Everybody
Yeah, but
knows.
that's not good.
See, there's not really HR.
No, that's sex.
No, see,
changes
now you're
shit.
changing your shit.
Sex changes shit.
So what would you do?
I would have sex. I'm not saying it's right. I always say sex first. Ask questions later.
I feel like I would do the same thing.
Totally.
And then
I know
figure
you
it
would.
out.
You would have sex.
If I like the person, I'm not going to think about, oh my God, my job. It's not the first thing I think about.
Right.
That might work. I don't know.
Right.
Okay. Next question. What would
I
you
hope we're giving you guys good advice.
I know, probably not. It's like it might not be advice that you need to take to the heart. What would you do if your fiance broke? What would you do? Let me start this over. What would you do if you and your fiance broke up and he asked for the ring back? Okay, I know it's going to be like not a popular answer. I would give the ring back.
Really?
Yeah. What the fuck does a ring mean?
You could sell the ring.
I would give the ring back.
That's very good.
I mean, not to like help him, but just because I don't fucking care. Chances are, and this is probably also not a popular opinion, depending on the financial investment that your fiance has made in you, because yes, marriage and unfianced or whatever, fianced is a financial investment that typically the man makes in the relationship. If he asks for that ring back,
And he's a bitch.
it may not be the biggest financial gain in your situation? Like if he needs it back, and I know this is gonna sound bad, but I would give it back. I also feel like karma, you keep that, you're only keeping it to spite him, and he already spited you.
I would say fuck him.
Would you ever ask for the ring back?
No, I would never ask for the ring back.
Because it's like, what is
that's
that?
happened to me. I did not get the ring back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you feel?
I don't give a fuck.
What would you do if you were 33 and still single because you didn't want to lower your standards? Are you a man or a woman? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
But I'm just
I
saying.
would give anything to be 33.
Well, I'm not there yet, so I would slow down the time.
No. So what would I do to be single? Oh my God, I was fucking 33 and single.
Tell me.
I was banging the hottest fucking women around. That's what I would do. Same thing I did. Nothing would change.
So wait, Jon would just
Oh
remain
my
33
God.
and single.
Yes. Yes, remain single.
I would say, I told a friend recently, I'm going to be very honest. I told a friend that I was in her car. She was dropping me off at home and she just got out of a relationship. And I looked at her and I was in an argument with Jon on the way home from this event that I went to her with. And I looked at her and she was like wanting to be in a relationship. Jon and I had just got into this screaming argument. But I looked at her and I said, even the good ones will not always fully appreciate what you have to offer. I said, so even when you look at someone in a relationship and you think, oh, I want to be in a relationship so bad, it's not always. It's not both sides. Jon like has to be to his friends like, dude, she's fucking annoying. Me to my friends or my friend in the city, I'm like, he's fucking annoying. I'm like, we're gonna argue when we get home. Not always the best thing to be in a relationship in one sense. In the other sense, I feel like love is such a beautiful, powerful thing. And people cannot exist without it.
Are you in love?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, with me.
I don't know. No, I am. But also, what are standards? Because it says in the question, I don't want to lower my standards. So I feel like everyone who is in a relationship, and don't fucking lie if you're watching this or listening to this, everyone who is in a relationship has lowered a standard in their list of standards in order to be with the person they love, because you cannot, it is not possible for someone to literally all of the time, 100%, 24/7 live up to all of your standards. It's not possible.
So I did not lower my standards.
You think you're so
I'm getting head tonight.
No, think about it.
Head tonight.
There's a flaw.
Totally.
Like there's a flaw.
Something will annoy you. I totally
Right.
am being serious now.
Like you have to have lowered your standards in some aspect.
I mean, I don't think that, I disagree. I don't think you lower your standards. There's like give and take, right? You know, like something you do may annoy me. That doesn't mean I'm lowering my standards. That means I'm more, I don't know, compassionate. I'm more understanding.
What do you think of women that, here are some of the requirements that I see online. Above 6'2", must make well over 6 figures, no prior kids, no prior marriage, allow me to be a stay-at-home wife, wants children, takes me out to expensive places, buys me things. What do you think about those standards for men in today's society?
I mean, she better be a fucking 10 plus.
Really?
Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. I have one of those standards above 6 foot. Above 6 foot. Everything else, I'm out.
That's typically what women are requiring. Above 6 foot, no kids, no ex-wife, allows me to stay home.
I say be single.
Yeah. What do you say to men that those are the requirements for men? You have a son.
Yeah.
That's what he's facing. What would you say to your
I
son?
would never give
That
them any requirements or
no,
anything
no,
like
no.
that.
But
It's
what
like,
that's
dude,
what he's
love 'em.
facing. So what? How do you? He comes to you. He's like, Dad. Like all of the girls now want a guy 6'3" or above, 6 figures, no prior kids, takes them out on expensive dates, buys them jewelry, buys them bags. They
I
want to be a
mean,
stay-at-home wife. What do you say to him
it's
that is
not all
facing that
about that.
pressure?
That's all bullshit. That's all, not real shit. What's real is like what you feel in your heart, not physical bullshit that you can give somebody. That's nonsense.
Yeah, I agree. There was a video on Instagram, Instagram or some TikTok. The guy took her
A lot
to,
of tease.
yeah, the guy took her to dinner at Cheesecake Factory for a date. She refused to get out of the car for the date. Very nice looking guy, nice gesture. Didn't say how much she was going to spend at Cheesecake Factory. She refused to get out of the car.
I would have left it there and said, okay, then get yourself back home.
Same.
Totally.
Same. I'm like, you take me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm getting that bread on repeat, baby. Like, I'm not gonna be.
I mean, I personally
You're
would
taking
not, I
me
would
out
not
on the
personally
date.
go to Cheesecake Factory, but
But the
that's
context of it, you
totally,
don't know where they
totally,
are. You
totally,
don't know what his
totally,
circumstances are. He was
totally.
nice enough for you to say yes, and then he's agreeing to pay for your entire tab.
Right.
It just happens to be at Cheesecake Factory. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Totally.
You know
Give
what I
the guy a
mean?
chance.
Next question. What would you do if the person in front of you dropped $100 at the grocery store checkout?
I would this happened to me the other day in Walgreens. I was checking out on a self checkout line, and the woman in front of me and next to me, like
Mm-hmm.
this, she pulled her credit card out, her money fell, and I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am, you dropped your money." She could not say thank you enough.
Oh,
And
yeah,
to
yeah,
me,
yeah,
that
yeah.
made my day. I would hope someone would do that to me. So I would never grab anyone's money. Bad karma. That's me personally.
We never pick it up, right?
No,
And you
no, and
saw
I
them
would want
drop it.
right,
Yeah, yeah,
totally.
yeah. Same.
I'm like, excuse me, you dropped the money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like a natural reaction of a human would be to tell them that they dropped their money. I feel like I'd be like, oh shit. Like I saw it. I know that someone else saw me see it.
But see, I feel like you don't give it back to the rightful owner because someone else is watching. I feel like you give it back to them because, I mean, that's theirs. Right?
Yeah.
It's a fucking mistake on their end. And
Most people don't think that way. I feel like if karma is your biggest thing, then you're giving it back because someone's watching.
totally.
Above, next to you, behind
fair.
you, below. I would just give it back. Next question. What would you do if you didn't have your, oh, this is directed directly to us. What would you do if you did not have your own business? What job would you be doing?
Ooh. I would say window washer, but I'm scared of heights.
The fuck, John? What the fuck? Okay.
That came
What?
to mind. Maybe not. I'd be a clown, but I'm afraid of clowns. I would like to say I would be an NFL football player because my hands, I never dropped a football in my life. What the fuck are you laughing about? So yes, if I did not own my own business, I'd be in the NFL. Wide receiver. You think this is fucking funny? I honestly think so.
I'm so sorry. I should say that I would be in Juilliard. I'd be the top ballerina in the country, but okay.
I mean, you see the way I never drop anything?
Imagine all the football players who
later.
are like, that's not literally how it works. What would I be doing if I wasn't doing this right now? It's so hard because I can't actually picture doing anything besides this. But if I had my way,
They're laughing at me. They're laughing at me.
If I had my way and I was not doing this, if I was, John said the NFL, and I
I'm
can
dead
never,
ass.
I will never be able to get over it right now.
No, if you guys see me playing football on the beach, I can fly by anybody. I never drop a ball. I'm
He
serious.
fucking said he'd be an NFL player. If he wasn't doing this in the basement of our store, he'd be in the fucking NFL, okay? Like, did you hear that? That's what he said. That's what he said. Like,
I stand by that.
that's what he'd be doing. So they're gonna be like, why didn't you make the NFL? Well, because I had this fucking basement, and I just
You're making it sound ridiculous.
and I decided to have a
No.
fucking podcast.
Now you're making it sound
And she
ridiculous.
painted the walls black. We got some fucking plants in here. That's why I did not try
Anybody
out
have
for
a
the
football
fucking
here?
New York Jets.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm trying out. I'm not appreciating this. What is your fucking answer?
I don't know, but I know damn well it wouldn't be fucking something
Well, you couldn't play in the NFL.
extraordinary. I would say that if I wasn't doing this, I would probably be still somewhere in nightlife somehow. Oh,
Boring.
he goes, like, that's not more realistic because that's what I used to do. He couldn't give a fuck. He goes like this. He's like, really?
No, I actually used to play football. You don't
In
understand.
the street, John. Where'd you play football?
Streets. But I was damn good. Yeah, no, the way we played, it was like, okay, you see the silver car in between the silver and the black? Go 3 cards down, make a left. I'll
And
throw
then
you
the
the
car
ball.
would leave for work, and they're like, "What the fuck?" You see the car in the blue. You see the car in the blue. It's like one space down from the car in the black. You're gonna
All right,
go
next
to the
question.
left. You're gonna catch that. You're gonna catch that. You're the quarterback of the fucking
I was
Borough
not the
Park.
quarterback. I was a wide receiver.
Oh, you were.
Just my
You had a
fucking
title.
My hands.
You,
Yeah. I would call the plays too, so I was like the captain.
you were. Oh my goodness, you were the
I'd be
captain.
like, go back to the huddle. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go down here and make a left and throw the ball.
They're like,
It was a
"Where
good
on
play.
4th Street?" Or like, "Do you want to go like around?" What if the
You're
light turns
making
green?
this.
What if the light turns green? Like, what are we gonna do if the light turns green?
You're diminishing my NFL career.
Okay. And next question. What would you do if you asked your boyfriend to share his location and he said no? I would probably ask him why. He says no, followed by a breakup. What would you do?
So am I the one saying no?
Can you not fucking figure out how to put yourself in other people's situation? Like, are you insane?
I would be like,
Imagine
first
if
of
you
all,
were the girlfriend.
why does it matter where the fuck I am? I'm not doing anything wrong.
Then send your location.
But I'm not doing anything wrong.
Then
I'm in
send
the
your
fucking pizza
location.
joint. No, see, I feel like then you don't trust me. Why
Well,
do I need
of
to do that?
course not.
Right. But did I give you a reason to not trust
Probably.
me? No.
Absolutely.
No.
I would say if
No.
I would
I'd be
say
like, these are
just share
fucking-
it that nothing's wrong. Because
a
what if something
childish
happens to you?
game.
What if something happens to you and I need to know where
Childish
you are?
games.
I don't know where
These
you
are
are.
Games.
What would you do if you saw someone leave a restaurant drunk and get into the driver's side of the car?
Yeah, I would probably be proactive and walk up to them and knock on the window and say, dude, I think you're a little drunk. You should get some help to go home.
Yeah, same.
Right.
If you literally saw someone leave a restaurant,
Yeah.
going to their car stumbling drunk and getting in the driver's seat,
especially if this.
that's
stumbling.
wild.
It's like, dude, you shouldn't be driving.
That's
fucking
wild.
wrong. That's
Yeah,
wrong.
I
That's
would
wrong.
I would
I
have
think
to.
we could all agree on that.
Yeah. There's typically a manager or someone that can then try to step in and be authoritative in that situation. And then if they keep fucking insisting, I have no sympathy. I have no mercy. I have no shame. I have no fear. I will call the cops if you try to drive drunk home.
You're saving
I don't
someone
care
else's
if they
life.
got home safe or they've done it before and they wake up and they're like, bro,
Right,
that was
but
crazy. I
if
have
they
nothing.
Do it and get away with it, they're going to do
Do it again.
and
They're going to keep
again.
doing, and eventually
Right.
you can't
Right.
really
Great
keep it up.
question, though.
What would you do as a socially anxious person who has to present in front of a group of people?
Ooh, that's a good one. Mm. So, like me personally, I can have a conversation with anyone in an elevator, as you told everyone, people walking in the store, but I am not comfortable having to know that I'm going to talk in front of people, whether it's 10 people or 50 people or 100 people. I get so fucking nervous. Like if it's off the cuff
Yeah.
and I just walk in and we're like joking around, I can meet everyone and talk. But in front of people, preparation wise, I would do a couple shots of tequila. Let me ask you then. So, would you get into like a mental state
Yeah.
and think of it like that?
Yeah.
This would be beneficial to me as well.
Yeah. If I'm okay, there was a Britney Spears song and it resonated with me. There's only two types of people in this world: the ones who entertain and the ones who observe. You're presenting. The question,
You're like kind of pumping yourself up.
yeah, you have to make yourself seem like you're that bitch, or you're that guy. You're going to present yourself in front of your bosses. They are looking to you for the answers. They're not that guy. You're that guy.
Mortified.
No, you're getting up. You're presenting in front of a group of people. They are looking to you for the answers, for the motivation, for the inspiration, for the aspiration.
So how do you get into that head?
That you have to think like that. You're looking at me now. You have to get into a state of mind where you're not up here. I am. Sit down, observe, have fun, be entertained. That's just how I feel.
I could talk to anybody. I could talk to hundreds of people off the cuff.
Yeah. See, how do you talk to people off the cuff?
I don't know, because like when you and Steven, like I felt like ganged up on me that time in the studio. It was like, you need to do this. And I was like, no, that's like, I don't prepare for things. I can just naturally talk, but to actually prepare to talk to a bunch of people, that is a problem. So I don't know if that's introvert, extrovert, whatever the fuck
I
that
don't know.
means.
Yeah.
But I can talk to I can talk to a table of fucking 40 people walking into a restaurant. And I would make
I can't do that. I can't do that.
All laugh. Every fucking one of them. We'd all have like a conversation and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But conversely, if it's like I walk into a restaurant and they're all sitting there and I am the
You
guy
have to make a
who's
toast
going
or something.
to talk,
Yeah.
I would do the toast that my brother-in-law did. Now I'd be fucking mortified. I think you just got to loosen up and just do it, man. Just do it.
Last question. What, and this is a wild card one. This one came in kind of late. What would you do if you have been with your boyfriend for 5 years now and he still hasn't proposed, said that he would marry you, and you're thinking of proposing to him? Would you propose to him?
Oh, I love that. Yes, I think a woman should always be comfortable proposing.
No.
Oh, shit. That was a hard
I would
no.
literally never do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
We're gonna
No.
cut this show now.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't propose to me?
Fuck no. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. I don't even know what else to say besides no. What I would probably do is leave. Because he said he would.
Well, I agree with that.
And
he lied. Right.
He lied.
I agree with that.
He said he would.
I agree with that.
And he still has not. And he hasn't given you a reason why not. That makes sense to both of you. And now you are thinking you're thinking of going to his parents and asking for his hand in marriage. Let's think of the tradition. Let's think of the tradition. You want to go to his parents. Yeah. To his father.
Well, what's wrong with a woman buying a man a ring?
That's fine. You want to buy him a fucking ring for his birthday? You do not buy him a wedding ring. Okay? No. Doesn't happen.
How about an engagement ring?
No, none of it. None of those commitment things are being bought by the women. I don't care. I do not care. You want to buy your boyfriend an anniversary gift, your fiance an anniversary gift, your husband, but the commitment
Have I
of
gotten
life.
one of those? Have I gotten
a gift?
an anniversary gift?
Do you not remember the book that I made you, the scrapbook that sits on the dresser in the bedroom that I literally personally went through? Did I forget? Oh my goodness. I would not propose to a man as a woman. If he said he was going to marry you and he wanted to marry you, he will do it. And if he doesn't, that doesn't mean that you go, well, I'll do it. It's not the fucking trash that you're taking out. It's not the dishes that you're doing. It's not the bathroom that you're cleaning up. Well, maybe I'll do it.
What if he plays in the NFL?
Still no. Even more so no. He's gonna talk to his friends, but you got engaged. Well, yeah, she set up the flowers, got on one knee. No.
Like that.
Yes, she's.
I don't play the NFL.
I don't know. I don't think that the woman should propose to a guy. I think it's just the man needs to pursue. He needs to court. He needs to invest. What a man is getting from a woman is so valuable. I just think that the man should propose to the woman. What do you think?
I think the man should propose to the woman as well.
You don't have to say that because I think that would you literally be.
I honestly think that. I'm very traditional.
I would not propose, and I would have a very serious conversation about why he did not want to propose to you after he said that he would after 5 years and still didn't. I would not jump to me getting down on one knee and planning everything. For a man that doesn't really want it with you, I just think that that's just not something.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
That you should do. I feel like the man should just.
And vice versa. Like if a man proposed to a woman.
Yeah, if she says, let me think about it,
like,
and then you keep trying, like, no. Because you both should be on the same page. Like, if a man proposes to a woman and she's like.
It should be a slam dunk.
It should be a slam dunk. You know she's going to say yes.
Or say in the NFL, it should be a touchdown.
Fucking touchdown. If you propose to a woman and she gives you the let me think about it, fucking don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Leave her because you should know. I feel like you know that she's going to say yes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for this segment of the show. What would PHLD do? You guys can always leave your anonymous questions at the link available in the description of the show. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.